like design wasn't, like product design or furniture design was never sort of like on the table. You don't really realise it's a career until you fall into it, I don't think. And so I just set up on my own as a way to keep designing, because I didn't want to go and work in a bar and then drop what I'd just been doing and falling in love with. But then that also meant that I just learned through trial and error. So I think I've made like so many mistakes along the way. I'm Dan Schofield. I'm a designer. I'm from the UK and I'm currently based in Copenhagen. I think for a designer, Copenhagen's a pretty inspiring place. It's got a rich history of design and it's really in the fabric of the society here. There's a lot of consideration in the details that are around you on a daily basis. So I'm always trying to capture those. I said it, I'd love to live here, and then that opportunity sort of came along and I thought, well, I've got to take it. Yeah. There's more brands to work for and I was getting more work from them. Yeah, and I think I needed a change. I've been in London like close to 10 years. But I think I actually started using these books because I was travelling so much in London and you're on a bloody train or bus for like an hour. So like it just seemed like a good time to think, and it became like a little mobile studio, I guess. I mean, a lot of my sketches aren't actually that neat. I think they're quite scrappy, but it's not about like trying to do a nice neat sketch, it's about getting the thought onto paper. It's visual thinking. Alongside sketching a lot, other part of how I formulate ideas, I'm always just looking out for small details. That could be a handrail or the way something's stacked, or to a lot of other people it's a really mundane detail, but to me I see a nice radius on a handrail or a cutout on a cardboard box, and that for me can spark an idea. So I'm always taking photos and just trying to find interesting points for inspiration. All stored on my iPhone in a massive jumble of weird little objects and details. Living in Copenhagen, I'm always going around on my bike and then stopping and taking a picture of something. I'm always searching for new materials and processes, or taking an old material or process and applying that to today's needs. But it's tricky. It's very hard to bring a new material to market. It's easy to find a new material, it's hard to like mass manufacture it. There's a lot of time where I've found a new material and then you dig into it and it's actually like you're better off just using traditional plastic, let's say, from a sustainability point of view. So there's a lot of like, yeah, there's a lot of greenwashing going on, you know, and then when you actually dig down, it's so that also makes it a bit of a minefield when you're trying to find something that's like progressive and also sustainable. Yeah. The longer I think about it, I just think I should just do stuff with wood. It's like the ultimate sustainable material if it's harvested right. I think it's like cooking, isn't it? When you have different ingredients, and to get a good design you need, like you just said, you need like certain ingredients. So there's like this idea of making it simple, this idea of making it really useful, and then this third idea which is really hard to explain, which I describe as like charm. I call it charm. That's the only word I've been able to find that I think sums it up. Yeah, something that makes you like fall in love with it and want to keep it, and keep it for a long time, and then, you know, make your kids want to keep it, potentially. Yeah. That's kind of like my recipe. This is the ray lamp. My granddad was a miner for a while up near Liverpool, and we used to have these little commemorative lamps at home, and like with dates on and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's and then obviously this sort of portable lighting technology is coming through, and everyone's like working on it, and it keeps developing. So it was an interesting area. It's like just putting a battery in an old technology and just taking away all the details and everything, just trying to make it so it's all it needs to be. And then the other design is like the intent of it is so that you can take everything apart. So you just undo those like 2 screws down here, and you can take all the battery out, replace it all, change everything. If it, you know, because you need to be thinking about the end of life of everything as well. I started designing products for Conran Shop. And then I also was speaking to Benchmark, Sean Sutcliffe at Benchmark, and he offered me a part-time job And then they, historically, because Benchmark was set up by Sean and Terence, and historically they had always loaned one of their designers to Terence to do his work for him. And the designer who was doing it left, so then I got loaned to Terence. And yeah, we just got on, because I was a bit of a design geek. Yeah, he was just a mate. Like, we'd just go round and, you know, have a drink and talk about design, and we'd, like I am now, we'd sketch and, oh, what do you think of this? And he'd draw over the top of it, and I'd say, I don't know if we can do that, what about this? And, but no, he was a super nice guy, gave me a lot of his time. And it just felt like I was like, yeah, catching up with a friend, really.
So I decided to create this book, and thought I'd see if my mate Rhys Kearns, who's a graphic designer and works at Norse Project, to see if they'd be up for it. It was also a good excuse to reach out to designers that I admire the work of and have never really had a chance to speak to. Premise was really simple: to show the first sketch on the left-hand page, and then on the right-hand page to show the finished thing, so it's going to start and the end of a project. I left it open to the designers about what a sketch might be to them. A lot of people use a pen or a pencil and paper, but some people, a sketch is folding a piece of card or bending a piece of metal or drawing over a photograph. It's really exploring how different designers use sketching as a tool in the design process and how they interpret this idea of sketch. So me and Rhys decided to do this launch at my mate Jamie's little bar and restaurant in Norbro called Andra. And yeah, we didn't plan it too much. We just sort of took a poster outside and sent out an email invite and crossed our fingers. Ended up being way busier than we expected. It was like a really good start to the design week. All the profits from the first launch of the book went to a charity called Naturfonden here in Denmark. So it was to raise money for helping help wildlife.
What do you miss about London?
Good pub, mate. Good pub and a nice pint and a roast and football on a Sunday. The diversity London has is amazing. That's really, I don't think I noticed it when I was here. You just take it for granted, but when you go away and come back, and you've got all these like cultures just mashed together, I think that's really exciting. That's probably that, and a good pub are the main things, and friends. You know.
The pubs and friends go hand in hand.
Yeah, they work well together.
Pub?
Yeah. Pub and a roast. I'm in.